This is BALATRO. You've probably heard of this game. At least for me, it came across as this sudden fad with like lots of people that I follow playing it. But whenever I saw screenshots of it, I was like struggling to figure out what kind of game it was supposed to be because everyone called it a roguelike, but it looked like online poker. And it is both of those things. So, well, that's not online, but it's poker. And it's also a roguelike. I don't know how someone had this idea, but it's a good one, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. Okay, it looks like I was actually mid-run last time, but I think we should start a new run. And we should start... So I played some of it. Obviously, I've got people that I follow who have played so much of it that it's out of control. It is a very addictive game. Like, whenever I finish a run of this, I immediately want to start another one. So I've unlocked like 5 decks here. I'm going to start with this basic one, though. This is the first one you start with. Base difficulty, because I have not progressed to any later difficulties. And we'll hit play. So, the basic way that this game works is you're going to be playing kind of like solitaire poker. You've got a hand of cards, and you spread out more cards than you normally need in a poker hand, and you're trying to create scoring poker hands. And each time you play, you've got a goal, a certain number of points you're trying to achieve with your poker hand. So all of the different hands are scored in different ways, and we'll go through how all of that works. And you're trying to hit a goal. In this case, I'm trying to hit 300. They call these blinds, which is, that's not what a blind is in poker, but whatever. You know, they're just using poker terminology everywhere because it's flavor, right? So basically each... I don't think these are called around. Each ante, that's right. Each ante, you've got 3 games to play. You start with a cheaper game, then a more expensive game, then a game with weird special conditions. It's like the boss game. And then you complete a boss, and you start over again at a higher difficulty. And the whole time you're trying to earn rewards to make your deck more powerful and unlock more and more special abilities so that your numbers keep going up. So you can keep hitting higher and higher scoring numbers. But when you first start playing, you've just got a basic poker deck and a basic, fairly low goal. Okay, so looking at my hand here, my goal is to make the fanciest poker hand that I can. I've already got 2 pair right here. And so if I play 2 pair, what this over here means is that I'm going to get 20 chips. That's what the points are called, chips. I'm going to get 20 chips times 2 because that's sort of the default for 2 pair. But in addition to that, each of these cards is also going to be counted. So if I played this right now, I'd get 11, 22, 25, 29, plus 20. I'd get 49 chips times 2. So this would score at 98, which is decent progress towards that 300. But I could probably do better. So real quick, I'm going to take all of the cards that are not that hand and discard them. That costs 1 discard. I get a total of 4 discards and 4 hands that I can play to try to reach this goal. So I've just redone it. Now, oh, hey, check this out. Now I've got 6s instead of 4s. That's a better hand. Let me try one more time, though. This time I'll get rid of the 4s. And, oh, interesting. Okay, so now I've got almost a straight here. I'm missing a 9 or a 4. Or, yeah, a 9 or a 4 would make this a straight. I don't quite have a straight. I've used 2 of my discards so far, though. So I think maybe what I want to do... I mean, I could use 1 more discard to try again, but I kind of like what they've handed me here. Like, there's not that many additional cards I'd need to get in order to make this a straight. So let's go with 2 pairs. So you can play up to 5 cards, even if not all of them are involved in the scoring hand. So right now, the only thing that would be scored is, these 4 cards. But I can throw in a 5th card if I want to, just to get it out of my hand. And so I think I'm just going to take these 3 middle cards, which if there's a 9... and either a jack or a 6 in my next deal, then I've got a straight. And so I'm going to hold on to these 3, but play the rest of these as my hand. So it goes through and scores it. 11, 11, 6, 6, added to that 20, multiplied by 2, 108. So I'm a third of the way there with one of my 4 hands. So that's pretty decent progress. So what do we just deal? Oh, check it out. We got exactly what I was hoping for, which is we got a jack, 10, 9, 8, 7. That's a straight. So now we've got a straight, which I can immediately play. A straight is 30 times 4, which is like not quite twice as... No, it's more than twice as good as the 2 pair that we had before. So this puts me over the limit. So now We're beyond 300, and I have won my first hand. So I get $3 for winning the hand, plus because I only did it in 2 hands, I've got 2 remaining hands, which also give me money. So my cash out is $5. I already had $4, so that takes me to a total of 9. And so now I can buy upgrades for my hand. Let me catch up with the chat, by the way. I say, okay, when I'm involved within an action game, I can ignore the chat and everyone understands. When I'm playing cards, it really doesn't make any sense for me to have trouble reading my chat. Oh, so Orathaus wants me to explain what a roguelike is. If somebody says that a game is a roguelike, what does that mean? So I was talking with Jedi Psychitrix about this recently. So originally there was this game called Rogue that was famous for just being different from every other game. It was an ASCII game. It was very early. But the idea was that they would procedurally generate the world every single time you started a new game, and you only had 1 life. And so you would try to get as far as you could in the game, but each time you died, you just died, and you had to start the entire game over from scratch, and the entire game was different. So your prior knowledge, I mean, your skills would carry over, but your prior knowledge of the world would not carry over. And so there are a lot of other details in the way that Rogue worked, and people who were purists about the idea of a roguelike originally would just basically enforce that if you use that word, you had to be talking about a game that was exactly like Rogue. However, that set of rules never held on. And so culturally, we generally refer to roguelikes as games where each time you start, you're starting from the beginning, and you progress through a procedurally generated series of challenges, and you're trying to get to some, trying to achieve something. But when you fail, and you have to start over again. So games with that pattern, we generally call roguelikes. People tend to call a certain breed of them roguelites with a T, when you have some kind of permanent progress that carries over from game to game. So, for instance, Hades is considered to be a roguelite because you're earning upgrades that actually stick with you. And actually, it's much harder to beat the game on your first run than it is to beat the game on your final run, because you've just got so many upgrades in between. And so, whereas like a game that is more of a pure roguelike, your 100th run, the conditions are exactly the same as your first run. The only thing that's different is you and your skill. So that's roughly how the terms are used. So in this game, I'm sort of progressing over time throughout a given run by buying upgrades like this. And I'll show you what these are. But these upgrades only work for this run. They don't carry over into future runs. I still have to start from scratch. The thing that does unlock over time is variety. So if a game unlocks variety over time, but each run is just as hard as the previous one, that is still, I think, considered to be a proper roguelike. Whereas if a game is unlocking power over time, so you get more and more powerful, and the game gets easier and easier and easier to beat over time, that's considered a roguelite. But okay, so planet cards will give me more reward for specific poker hands. Like for instance, that 2-pair, which only gave me 20 chips and a ×2 multiplier. I can upgrade that, so now it'll be 40 chips and a 3× multiplier. So the next time I play 2-pair, it's going to be more valuable. This one makes a glass card. I'm not a big fan of glass cards, and actually saving money for later is economically a very good choice. So I think upgrading my 2-pair was a good idea because I grabbed 2-pair a lot. But I'm not going to spend the rest of this money. I'm going to hold on to it so it can grow with interest. So let's move on to the next round. Next round is a big blind. Now instead of 300, I have to get to 450, which is going to be harder. Now, I could skip this if I wanted to. And if I skip it, I get this benefit, which is to always have an uncommon joker in the shop. We'll get into jokers in a bit, but I don't want to right now, so we're just going to go with the big blind. If you skip the big blind, the main thing you miss is you don't get any money and you don't get to go to the shop. You just get this one predetermined benefit. But I'm not going to do that. Okay, so let's look at our hand now. We get an ace, queen, king. So that's the start of a good straight if I got a jack and a 10, but I don't see a jack or a 10. We've also got a start of a lower straight down here, but it's not any better. Well, I guess this 8 means that like all we need is a 7. If we were to get a 7, we would have a straight, but it's kind of a low straight. So am I more excited about the less likely prospect of getting this straight that's up here higher on the scoring table? Or am I more interested in the more likely straight, which is down here at the bottom? I think Let's go with the higher straight. Let's sort of roll the dice here. Okay, so we did get a 10. If we got a jack, then this would be... So, but I kind of like the fact that I got a pair of queens here. Pair of queens can also be cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a small discard here. This... I might be making bad choices here. I'm not very familiar with the odds involved here. So sometimes I make choices that somebody who's better at poker will probably find fault with. I don't know if there's anyone in my audience who's better at poker than me who is looking at all of my choices with disdain, but I apologize in advance if that's who you are. Okay, so that didn't work. Oh, it didn't work out, but I do have a solid 2 pair. I'd like to save my discards for later, so I'm not going to do it again. We do have a solid 2 pair here, and I did just upgrade my 2 pair. Instead of 20 times 2, it's 40 times 3, which is much better to start. Plus, we'll be adding in 10, 10, 5, and 5. So let's play this one. Remember, last time I got, was it 108 points for the 2 pair that I played? This time, I'm getting 210. So comparably, this is actually even better for me. Even though my score maximum that I'm going for, I mean, my score threshold is higher, I'm actually making better progress towards it with practically the same hand. Okay, so now we've got 2 kings and a bunch of garbage. I mean, yeah, I'm missing 2 for a straight... I mean, there are certain builds where this might seem more promising than it does, but this does not seem very promising. So I'm going to discard all of these lower cards and see what comes out. Oh, okay. So we've got a straight already. Going for a full house is tempting here, but because we have a straight in hand, I feel like a responsibility to play the straight. So you'll notice the straight isn't that much better than the 2 pair now that I've leveled up the 2 pair. Before, it was dramatically better. But, I mean, it's pretty good. 324 puts me over the line, and we have beaten the big blind. And we get $7 because we had, $4 for beating the big blind. We have $2 for our 2 remaining hands, and for every $5 we already had in the bank, we get an additional $1. And so basically you want to get your bank up to 25 and then maintain it at 25 or higher, because then that gives you this regular passive income of interest. So that's why I'm cautious about spending early on. Okay, so this is our first joker that's appeared in the shop, and these are important because these stay. These are rules that basically you grab a joker, it gets added to this rack up here, and whatever rule it has stays true for your future game. So this one says a game +3 mult, which is like +3 to the multiplier to my score over here, when any booster pack is skipped. So if I pay for a booster pack and then don't take any of the contents, this thing gains multiplier. I'm not feeling rich, though, right now. Like, if I had just tons of money to just spend on booster packs I didn't use, this would seem valuable. But right now, I'm still very early in the game. I don't have a lot of money, so this doesn't seem that great. The Chariot, however, will turn 1 card into a steal card. And... oh, and this just reduces prices across the board. I think I'm going to go with this, because this only costs $3. That will put me down at 10, so I'll get $2 interest next time. And steal cards are cool. And actually, we haven't actually looked at how steal cards work, or how just any upgrades to cards work. So let's buy that. We'll hold on to it for the next game. And then I think we're done. Let's hit next round. Oh, by the way, New Elite Support Team came into the chat and said that they'd love to see us create a version, do an update to State of Decay 2 where infestations can progress to become plague hearts. So I feel like if we did that, it would need to be in a mode that was, I don't know, either in a very high difficulty mode or some kind of mode where beating all the plague hearts as your main goal just isn't a thing, where it's more about continuous play in the same map. Because if you make it, if we have the goal be defeat all the plague hearts and then plague hearts are multiplying, that just feels like a potential death march for some players, which is why we didn't do it. I mean, we've considered it before. That's why we didn't do it. We didn't want it to feel like players just couldn't make progress. But that is we've heard that desire, though, a lot. And so it is a thing we could keep in mind for the future. Okay, so now we've got our boss. The boss, this is a psychic, must play 5 cards. And so basically we've got a new rule, which means I cannot play any hand that is less than 5 cards. Not actually a very heavy restriction. I usually try to play 5 cards anyway, because oftentimes, there's some value in discarding things to get new things. And so even if all I'm playing is a pair, I'll usually try to sneak a discard of 3 other cards in there. So this is child's play. This is not a big deal. And they've just dealt me almost a straight flush. Not quite. I need a jack in there. The problem is to try, a jack of diamonds. One exists. You know what? I just didn't even realize that I could check and see this. I could look at my deck and see which cards are left. The jack of diamonds is in this deck. However, there are 43 other cards in this deck. What are the chances of me actually drawing the jack of diamonds? Because if I do, that's great. A straight flush is significantly better than a straight or a flush. Because I could do a flush right now. I could do queen, 10, 9, 8, 4. But I'm really tempted. And the problem is, one thing I would be tempted to do is just play this pair just to get the points out of it. But I can't, because the hand will not score if I don't play 5 cards. So I'm actually going to throw away this pair of kings just because I'm so amused by the idea of getting a jack of diamonds. What if I do, right? This is how I play poker, and this is why I lose at poker. Okay, so, well, we got another king. So we have a better flush now than we had before, but it's still not a straight flush. I'm going to throw away one more discard trying to get the straight flush, but then I'm going to cut myself off. If the jack of diamonds doesn't happen to be in the next 3 cards here, I'm just going to run with the flush I've got. It was not. Okay, that's fine. You can take weird risks like that if you want to, but you have to know when to stop. So, however, one thing I do want to do is use the chariot. So this tarot card, by the way, I love that they're throwing in different kinds of cards into this game. It just makes it feel even more like you're just screwing around and making it up as you go. So what this does is this will turn one card into a steel card. Oh, by the way, I just realized that I'm kind of covering it up here. The tarot card that's up here, it will turn one of my cards into a steel card. A steel card increases your multiplier by another multiplier as long as it's in your hand and hasn't been played. So I'm going to select the card I'm least interested in playing, and I'm going to use the tarot card on it. This makes it a steel card. So now, when I go back and I play my flush, which is 35 times 4, I think it's slightly better than a straight. I'm going to play this hand. It's going to go down, count the chips for each of the cards. But then this multiplies the multiplier. So we've gotten very close to our goal with just one hand, which is great. And so I'm just going to keep this card in my hand and keep letting it multiply things. But it means that there's one more card I can't discard to make room for other cards. So what have I got here? I've got a pair, which is not very exciting. I've also got most of a straight. So if I kill these cards, and then I draw either a 7 or a queen, and how are we doing? We got all our 7s and 3 of our queens still in the deck. That seems pretty likely. Well, it didn't happen that time, but it did seem likely. Okay, I've got one more discard. If I get what I'm going for here, then this will win the round. This is my last discard, though. I think it's a decent shot, though. Yes! Yes, okay, so now we got queen, jack, 10, 9, 8. That is a straight, 30 times 4. Plus I'll get the times 1.5 to my multiplier. And it's on the high scoring end of the deck. So yeah, we got almost as many points as last time. So we definitely cleared our threshold. Okay, so we get 5 for beating the boss, plus 2 for our mini hands, plus 2 interest for having $10 already in our pocket. So, okay, so now I'd love to spend $4, so we have $15 in our bank next time, but we have a joker here. Played cards with the odd rank give extra chips when they're scored. Okay, yeah, let's buy this joker. So this joker is going to now sit at the top of my deck here, or top of my board. And it's going to constantly, every single time I play an odd card, ace, 9, 7, 5, or 3. Face cards don't count as having numerical values. So normally you would think of the jack and the king potentially being odd, but they're just not odd. I get extra 30 chips. And 30 chips is more like an ace usually is worth 11 chips. So now an ace will be worth 41 chips. Pretty big score upgrade. And if I go after like straights and things, straights will definitely always have multiple odd cards in them. So this is going to be good for me. But because of this card, I should think of straights as being sort of my bread and butter now. Because they always have 2 or 3 odd cards in them. Okay, so now you notice the score limit just keeps climbing. Like, I gained a thing now that's going to make my scores higher, but also the score I have to hit is higher. Now, if I skip this blind, I'll get a +3 hand size next round tag. That's only for 1 round. That's not very valuable. I'd rather keep building my wealth by playing an actual game. So, Jack, 10, 9, 7. So I'm missing an 8 here to have a straight. Also, Ace, King, Jack, 10. I'm missing a queen here to have an even better straight. I think I'm going to try to go for that better straight. Let's discard these 4 and see if we can get a queen in there. I mean, we've got all 4 queens still in the deck, but also a lot of other cards. Okay, so now we've got 2 pair with jacks. None of these will trigger my special thing with the Joker, though. So this would be kind of a low-scoring 2 pair. So I don't think this is a good idea. I think... Now, I got to decide, do I want to get rid of one of these jacks or hold on to it just because having a pair is valuable if this goes wrong? You know what? Whatever. Screw it. Let's keep what we have here and try for the queen again. Got it. Okay, so now ace, king, queen, jack, 10. That is a straight, and it only includes 1 of the upgraded cards. That's right. Going for so I naturally tend to go for the face cards because they're so valuable. With this Joker, which doesn't help the face cards are actually some of my least valuable cards, at least because none of them are odd. So this actually was a questionable decision. But whatever, we're going to play it. We got it. So the ace got upgraded in its score, but the other 4 did not. Still, highest number we've... Actually... No, that's not even a particularly high number because my steel card wasn't out. All right, so... Man, just the even cards are out like crazy today. This is just deeply disappointing, this hand. Okay, but one thing we do have is we've got 2 odd spades. So what I'm thinking... I'm just going to discard a ton of cards, but see if some more spades come back. Because I could see a flush with those spades being good. So, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, yes. Flush, 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 flush. With 3 odd cards in it. This is going to be good. I think I'm going to beat the score of the last one. We're going to get it in 2 hands. So you see, each of these odd spades is getting upgraded. So now, 624. So yeah, we beat the threshold. That took some pretty fancy hands to beat, though, and this is just the small blind. So the next one's going to be even bigger. Okay, so this Joker adds a sell value of all owned Jokers left of this card to the multiplier. So this thing, if we were to sell it, it's $2. So basically, as I buy additional Jokers, this Joker gets better and better. However, it costs $4, which means I'll dip under 20 and I'll get less money next time. So if I buy this, I gotta be pretty serious about thinking it's worth it. Neptune will make straight flushes more valuable, but how often do I get straight flushes? However, I could also grab one of these booster packs. You know what? Let's do it. Let's buy this Joker. It sits on the right. Okay, so now basically because this has a stell value of 2, this will increase my multiplier by ×2 every single round. So that'll be good. And then, yeah, let's just open one of these standard packs. Puts us back down to 15 again. Ooh, okay, so now we've got a special ace of clubs that is worth bonus chips. And so that means that not only is it worth bonus chips, but this Joker also makes it worth even more bonus chips. So that's cool. This is a foil card, which is worth plus 50 chips. And it's also gold, which means if I hold it in my hand at the end of the round, I get extra money. This is a glass card. It's got ×2 mult, but it also goes away 1 in 4 times. It just doesn't feel worth it to me ever. So I think I'm going to grab this gold card. And now let's not spend any more money. Let's keep our $15 so we get $3 next time and go to the next round. So if we skip this blind, we could choose 2 tarot cards immediately. That's actually kind of tempting. Let's just give this a try. I don't usually skip because I like playing the game. I don't skip turns very much. We will have to get twice. So these tarot cards have to be good. They have to be good at increasing my score because we have to double our score next time and play only one hand type the whole round. Which means we have to pick flushes, straights, whatever. We have to pick one type of hand and use it for the whole round. Oh, that's actually pretty scary. That's pretty scary if I don't have a new Joker or something. Would the powers that these tarot cards give me be good enough? Of course, will whatever Joker I get access to next time be good enough? I would probably go for flushes just because they're the easiest to sort of discard your way into. There's so many different options that can fulfill your needs. But this is a hard decision to play this big blind versus getting the tarot cards. You know what? Let's try the tarot cards just because it's something new. Okay, so we get these 5 tarot cards. I get to pick 2 of them. Okay, so I can make planet cards, which increase the value of my hands, all of them. Or any of them, I guess. This could give us another steel card. This gives us bonus cards. And this makes a card wild. Okay, let's make a steel card. So now we have 2 steel cards in our deck. So the chances of us getting it are good, and we could even have 2 at once. And then let's make our 2 aces bonus cards, which means they'll pile on the chips if we can use them in a flush. Or anything, but I'm thinking a flush. Okay, so we've got a bonus ace already. And 2 other spades. We've got the 6 of hearts here. Okay, so I'm going to try to go for some spades. I'm going to hold on to this so it's really valuable. And I need to draw 2 more spades with this discard. Now, I could go 3 of a kind with the queen. The problem is because I can only play one hand type this round, I would have to keep going for 3 of a kind again and again and again. It would be my only way to do it. And, this Joker isn't even good with face cards. So 3 of a kind with queens would not give me very much, and then would lock me into 3 of a kind. So I think this is my best option. So let's discard this. We did not get any spades. Dang it. Okay. So now we could go 2 pair with the ace of clubs and ace of spades. I mean, pair or 2 pair is one of the easiest ones to get. So if we start committing to 2 pair, I mean, we will definitely be able to get 4 hands out of that. But they won't be 4 particularly high scoring hands. Like, this would be 40 times 3 plus 41, 52, 72. So this would be 72 times 3. The 2 aces would get 60 more, so it would be 132 times 3. 132 times 5. What's 132 times 5? It would be... Sorry. It would be... What, 650 something? Somewhere between 650 and 700. So that would get me most of the way there. So that's not too bad. It just means that I'm stuck with 2 pair as my main option from then on. Not sure I love that. But also, I mean, there's a reason 2 pair is lower scoring than flushes. Flushes, as fun as they are harder to get. I mean, generations of poker knowledge and math have proven So you know what? I think I'm going to go for this. It's a safer route. And you always got to playing poker conservatively is a good move. So let's do that. Let's play this. So but now we're locked into 2 pair. This is our hand now that we got to use again and again. Okay, yeah, I actually underestimated the score in my head, so that's good. So now we got to find more 2 pairs. So we've got a bunch of 2s here, which is actually not great. It's about the lowest scoring thing I could possibly do. And now we've got the makings of a potential flush. Like, we just need one more spade, but it's too late. I have already committed to the other thing. So I think what I might need to do is... I mean, none of these, like, we got one thing here that's saying, hey, I'm a pair. So I think we need to do this. Okay, we have 2 pair again, and 2 of them are odd. Okay, so this, I think this is probably good. Let's kill the 8, because even though the 3 is lower than the 8, the 3 gets the benefit of this joker. So let's kill the 8 as well. And play that hand. So, the 7s benefit from this joker. The 6 benefits from being a foil card. This 6 is garbage. Plus 2 multiplier, 880. We got it. Okay. Woo! All right. This game can be, like, intense. You're doing a bunch of math in your head and hoping that you're doing enough. So we got $10 now. So, now, if we spend no money right now, we've got maximum interest. But... I kind of do want to see what we can spend. So, plus 4 chips if the played hand has exactly 4 cards. Ooh, okay. So if I run around playing 4-card hands, which means I would have to be going after, like, 2 pair and stuff like that. But if I go around playing 4-card hands, this one keeps becoming a better and better upgrade over time. That kind of thing is really good. This rewards makes my straights gain more of a reward. This voucher permanently gives me an extra discard. These are all cool, actually. I might actually accept less interest just to get all of these. Okay, so I'm going to buy this joker. I'm going to move this joker to the left so that this joker now is more powerful. This joker wants to have other jokers to its left. The reason for that, by the way, is that jokers score from left to right. And so if you've got a joker that does something like multiply the multiplier, you want it on the right side. And so that's a strategic thing that you can do. And then, I guess I can live without the Saturn. I like the idea of having an extra discard, though. So let's redeem the voucher. That gives us extra discard. That puts us back down to 10. I don't want to spend any more money. Because I like building up towards that 25. Oh, man, but leveling up my straight, that does seem... You know what, I can't resist. Let's level up our straight. Because I do go after straights fairly often, and again, it's good for my, my build right here is good for straights. So now we're aiming at 2,800. So now we need to remember, when we can, let's play 4 cards. But we can't always do that. Okay, so we got an ace, a 9, and a 3 of clubs. So I'm thinking we discard these. We did not get a club back. We've got the makings of a straight. We've got an extra discard, so I'm going to waste a discard. Well, that was a waste. Wait, no, it wasn't. Ace, king, jack, 9, 3. Okay, yes. Ace, king, jack, 9, 3. Okay, we've got a good flush. It's got 3 odd numbers in it. Now, we're not going to be playing 4 for this one, but I think this is still good. There are a lot of jokers that get better over the course of the game if you remember to use them properly. Oh, yeah, so we got more than halfway there. That was good. Oh, and now here we've got 2 pair, which will probably not put us over the line. We'll probably go down a hand without winning, but I like the idea of upgrading this card. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to play these 4 cards. It will be fairly low scoring because they're not taking advantage of this joker. We'll still get this. And now this joker is dropping 20 chips at the end instead of 16. And then what do we have here? We got a couple of 5s and a couple of 2s, so we got a couple of 8s. Yeah, let's do another 2 pair. Let's keep improving this joker. And this time we get some odd numbers, so the joker on the left is also going to be weighing in. And we're over the line. Cogs is saying that I should not do math, that I should let the computer do the math. That's what its job is. The thing is, like, you know, part of the fun of this is pitting my own math against the computer, right? Ooh, diamonds give extra score. Okay. So again, if I don't spend anything, I'm in better shape. But the more jokers I have, the better this joker is. And also, having extra multipliers from diamonds, that can make some really powerful flushes. So I'm going to buy that. I'm going to move it to the left. And we're at 7. We're not being the greatest financiers. But I think this is still going okay. Okay, so what do we have here? We've got a bunch of diamonds, which are now more valuable. And, you know, there are builds where this would look more attractive to me, but with a jack and an even number, with, I don't know, like, yeah, I think I actually want to discard these in favor of these diamonds. Ooh, oh, look at that. Okay, so I clearly have a flush. That 3 of diamonds is out there. Okay. I kind of want to do this because I've got an extra discard anyway. I can do a flush no matter what. I want to see if I can get the 3 of diamonds. I didn't that time, but I want to try again. Now, I'm reducing the value of the flush that I'm leaving behind here because the 3, I'm going for the 3. So we're going to try this one more time. If this doesn't work, I'm just going to run with the flush I have. But I just feel like I've got to try for some of these fancier things. Okay, so I just got even more valuable. So the flush that I've got is even more valuable. I got 2 discards left. I'm going to need those discards. Okay, so if the 3 of diamonds had come in and give me a straight flush, that would have been amazing. But I think we have to go with the flush we've got. So let's do it. Still, this is going to be an amazing hand because I'm getting a ×4 multiplier on every single card. Is this going to catch fire? Yes! When it catches fire, that means you've done enough score in one hand to beat the entire blind. So we're going to show up with $3 extra. Yes, that went very well. Diamond flushes are going to be amazing. Now, oh, $4 at the end of every round? That seems cool. Even though that would lose us, if we buy this right now, it loses us $2 tomorrow. It gains us $4. And a consistent $4 thereafter. So this doesn't help us during the match, but it means that we can buy fancier stuff in the future. So that actually seems valuable. I can also grab some tarot cards. Because, yeah, I can drop this by another 4 without losing my interest for next time. So, yeah, Newly Support Team says that Joker was definitely worth the risk of the gamble. Let's have... Okay, so tarot cards or planet cards? Tarot or planet? I want one of these. Tarot cards are fun because they just transform the cards in your hand. Planet cards do a lot to magnify your score. Let's go with the more interesting tarot cards. Okay, so I've got a Chariot, which gives me another steel card. I can make cards into hearts. Now, if this made cards into diamonds, I would do that, but it's hearts. And it can increase the rank of up to 2 cards. That means that you actually change the number of them, which... I like having the full variety of numbers. Like, it messes with your ability to get straights if you do this. So I'm not a fan of this. So let's make another steel card. And again, I want to just make it one of my less valuable cards. So I just want to hold it in the hand and not put it into a scoring hand. Next round. Okay, so we have the manacle, -1 hand size. So when I say hand size, that means the number of cards that are splayed out in front of you to make your choices with, it's reduced by 1, which is not that bad. I mean, it's bad, but there are definitely worse ones that take more effort to grapple with. Okay, so I've got 1 diamond. I've got 3 spades. Let's see if we can get a flush with spades. I think that's my best bet. Everything else here just seems really low scoring with my build. Let's discard that. Aha! It paid off. Okay, so now it's all even cards, so this is not actually going to be that impressive. Except for this one. This one's going to score pretty well. I'm not really taking advantage of most of my jokers, but also, I mean, it's a flush. Flushes naturally score okay, and now I have a +9 multiplier from the swashbuckler because I got 4 jokers to the left of him. So this might actually be fine. I think it's not great, but it's fine. $21.32. All right. Okay, so now we've got some diamonds. So I'm going to try this. Didn't do much, but I got a steel card in there. Let's try again. I mean, each time... Yes! Look at that. Each time you deal not diamonds, that raises the chance of getting diamonds next time. Which is actually... That's how the loot system in State of Decay 2 works. Each time you open a loot container that might contain something cool, but it doesn't that time, what it's doing is raising the chances that the next appropriate container you open will have that thing until you definitely get all the things that you're supposed to get. So, okay, so the odd ones are the most important. And then after the odd ones, the higher scoring one, the natively higher scoring ones go next. Plus we got the steel card. Plus they're all diamonds. This is going to be an amazing scoring hand. In fact, I'm betting this is going to catch fire. Even though we've already got some chips in, I'm betting this one probably could beat the par basically by itself. Let's see. I haven't done the math, but I'm betting it could. So let's see if these little score cards catch fire. Look at this. Yeah, there we are. Look at that. Smoked that boss. And then the Golden Joker gives me some money. So now we're cashing out with $12. Okay, so... What's this? Oh, +1 hand size. You know what? Worth it. 1 more card in my hand every single time is amazing. And then with 7, I mean, I don't want to spend any money after the 7. So let's... Okay, small blind. Oh, so Cogs also, that Luke mechanism that we have, he wonders, is that something that Brian devised? Actually, no, I don't remember who to give credit to. I think the math behind our loot system, it might have been Chris Willoughby, or it might have been one of his predecessors. I'm not exactly sure. But it was on State of Decay 1. It was on an update to State of Decay 1 that we created the quota system, where each time you open a container... Like, the game is trying to put a certain number of guns and a certain number of food rucksacks and a certain number of everything in. And so each time you open a container and roll the dice, the odds change so that basically... It's basically the roll that you're making is against the number of items you're supposed to get versus the number of containers that could contain that item. And so if, for instance, you're supposed to get 6 of these rucksacks and there are 12 containers that could have it, that's a 50-50 chance. That's like a 6 out of 12. It's 1 out of 2. And if you succeed, then you take away from the 6 and from the 12. So now it's 5 out of 11, which is slightly less chance. But if you don't get it, then it's 6 out of 11 next time, which is a greater chance. And basically, if you keep failing, eventually it'll be 6 out of 6, and then 5 out of 5, 4 out of 4, and the last 6 containers will definitely all have rucksacks in them. But if you get the first 6 rucksacks, then it becomes 0 out of the remaining denominator. and then the rest of them are empty. So you always get 6 total, it's a great system. I don't remember if it was Chris Willoughby's idea or if it came before him, but I'm pretty sure that we implemented it in the wake of State of Decay 1's release. Anyway, so what am I doing? Okay. Well, I've got a straight just handed to me here. That's got a couple of diamonds in it. And I've got a steel card in my hand. So I'm going to go for this one. I could have started higher, but I think that the benefit of having the odd number here at the bottom, I think that's better than having the queen. So I'm going to play that. Notice that the straight is just natively better because we leveled it up. Okay, now we've got 2 pair, 3 pair, and actually a pair involving the 7s would be more powerful. Actually, we need to do more 4-card hands so that this Joker gets more powerful. I forgot about that. So yeah, let's play this, because we don't need to go that much further anyway. So we're upgrading this Joker. He can start adding 28 chips in. And we've cleared the small blind, but it's only the small blind, so we shouldn't feel that excited. And we're going to cash out. Okay, so now we are at our limit of 5 jokers. So if we grab another joker, we have to get rid of an old one. This one gains sell value at the end of every round, which means it makes... Okay, hold on. As valuable as this is to my pocketbook, this is going to be so much value for my score. At the end of every round, this will get more powerful, which means this one will get more powerful. And this guy makes each card more valuable whenever it's scored, instead of needing to individually get more valuable. So this one gains, at the most, could gain 4 chips total per future hand by playing a certain way. This one is making every card get 4 chips more valuable each time you play it. So I think I actually want to sell both of these cards and buy both of these. So basically, this one is going to get more expensive each turn. It being more expensive means this one gets more powerful. Right now, it just got a little bit less powerful, but it's going to start getting more powerful. And then this one, I think, is going to be better at upgrading the value of the cards, the value of the chip side of the equation each time. I mean, I don't know. Should I grab Planet and Tarot cards too? I mean, might as well, right? Now, I'll hold off on those. Let's see how this plays. We got a big blind. Let's see how this plays. Oh. Bunch of 10s, not that great. We got a diamond, which is good. Not that great for my build. Do I want to use it anyway? I mean, look, let's do this. This is a weird play. I'm just trying to hedge against a lot of different possibilities here. Okay, so we ended up with a full house. But actually, I think the full house with this 9 in it is better than the full house with the kings, because these are odd numbers. Basically, yeah, because these are odd numbers. So I'm going to go with this full house. The full houses are worth less than straights now. Normally they're worth more than straights, but because I upgraded straights... Oh, sorry, flushes? I think I upgraded flushes. Since I upgraded flushes, full houses are not as good as flushes. But whatever, let's play this hand. And now we're upgrading each of these cards. So future times that I play the same card, it's going to be worth more. And that's just going to keep building up over the course of the game, without me having to pay much attention to it. The other one, I had to deliberately play those 4-card hands. Oh, we got another full house. I mean, this just feels like unmissable, right? I kind of have to play this. Even though... Just because, I mean, if I'm going to discard anyway... I might as well discard a bunch of scoring stuff. Now, it's not going to be as high scoring as other things that I could get, and so this actually could be a bad decision. But, I mean, it was a fine decision. I'm halfway there with half of my hands. I just need to be smarter from here on out. So, okay, so I've got 3 diamonds out here. That is the largest number of the same suit. So let's discard this. We got 1 more diamond out of the deal and a steal. So can I get another diamond? Make sure there are diamonds. There are 6 diamonds left out of a lot. So the chance of 1 more diamond is actually not that high. Let's give it a try, though. Did not get a diamond. Okay, I think I'm going to go for it. Now, I could get rid of this. It's just, I get $3 if I hold on to this card. Let's try another discard. Did not get diamonds. I've got the 6 diamonds just still sitting there in the deck. However, I've only got 1 more discard. I have to start playing hands after this. Is there something scoring I can get out of this? I mean, I'm getting close to running out of time, so the fact that I'm getting into trouble now is actually kind of fine. I shouldn't be clinging to this card. I mean, what hand am I going to play it in, or what? Do I need those $3? I don't think I do. So let's get rid of that. And okay, actually, it ended up not being necessary, but because the card I dealt out was earlier in the deal. But we now have these plus 2 steel cards. So this is good. This is good. If this was an odd number, I'd drag it in instead of the jack, but the jack's even worth more than the 2. So let's play this. This might be enough to put me over the line. What I was saying, though, was I'm running out of... I've got 17 minutes left. I don't want this to drag on forever. I want you to actually see me lose. So, you know... I mean, I'm not going to force myself to lose if we run out of time. I'll just quit and let you imagine my future success. But yeah, I do have to get out of here soon because I do have a meeting coming up. Okay, so we beat that. We had only 1 remaining hand. Got some interest. Cashed out with 7. Full house gets more powerful. A stone card. Stone cards are pretty cool. But let's keep the $20 for the interest. And let's go after the window. Oh no! Oh no! My superpower is gone for this one. This is probably going to kill me. Diamond cards are debuffed. I've been depending on my ability to buff diamond cards. So what debuff means that the diamond cards do not get scored. They'll get put up there. They can finish a hand, but you get no score for them. So I'm going to have to rely heavily on odd-numbered cards because diamonds don't count anymore. Now, I've got both of my steel cards here. That's very helpful. I've got 2 hearts living in just 1 mind. So let's... Oh, can I get rid of that? I mean, I want to give myself a shot at enough hearts to make a good flush out of hearts. I think I'm not sure if I'm gonna... This ace is valuable because it's an odd one and it's also a bonus card. Okay, I'm gonna hold on to the ace for the future. Let's discard this stuff. Got 1 more heart, but a bunch of spades. Now, that means getting rid of my steel card, but it's a flush that has 1, 2, 3 odd numbers in it. That might be one of the better scoring hands I can do without diamonds. So missing out on this because I'm scared of using the steel card doesn't feel like a good move. So let's use this. So these guys are getting upgraded and they're getting the bonuses. That was barely past a quarter. I need to get a quarter of this total score each time. That was barely past the quarter. Okay, let's get rid of these diamonds. Let's get rid of everything that's not a heart. Hearts are getting more common as we go. Look at, yeah, I've got tons of hearts. Why aren't they dealing? Okay. 1, 2, 3. I've got 4 hearts now. Come on, just one more heart. Queen, 9, 6, 5, 4. Okay, yes. So this is going to be better. We're going to get extra credit for the 6. The 9 and the 5 are going to get mult on them. I think it's going to be a little better than the last one, but not that much better. Oh, SXO, thanks for getting people Twitch subscriptions. Oh, no, it's Motorsport who did. Sorry, I misread. Thank you, Motorsport, for giving people Twitch subscriptions. I appreciate it. So, yeah, it was in the same zone as the last one. Let's see here. So SXO had a different question. It says, when you guys first came under Microsoft... Oh, no, sorry, that was Elite Sport Team. SXO asks, is the BPS trait now a higher chance to roll in new characters? Or am I able to earn BPS on an existing character? So, no, it is impossible to earn Blood Plague Survivor as a trait on existing characters. That's still not a thing. It's only on new characters. But yes, it should be more likely on new characters. Should be about approximately twice as likely to show up in new characters. So have fun with that. Enjoy it. Sorry I keep labeling people's comments with the wrong person's name. I'm just my brain is having a bad time skimming. New Elite Support Team wants to know if we've met Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer has come to check out our stuff. I don't think I've talked with him. I think I've been in the same room as Phil Spencer. He does really like State of Decay, so he has paid attention to us. But also, he's got a lot of things to pay attention to, so it's not like he's up in our grill all the time. So we got a bunch of clubs here. Clubs are probably our best bet. Let's see, how many clubs do we have? 5. Actually, hearts are the thing we still have the most of out in the deck by a pretty decent margin. So I think, even though clubs are what I've got in my hand right now, well, I don't know. So I could do this. Keep my clubs and my hearts. But I would have to draw 4 hearts to make a flush. But I only need 1 club. I kind of want 2 clubs though. The clubs are the least common. No, there's 5 clubs left there. I'm gonna be drawing a bunch of hearts. But the difference is only 1 card. Let's try this. Again, it's okay if I lose. It actually is good for the stream if you see me lose. I've got 3 of a kind here. But it's 6s. None of them are odd. I've got 3 hearts now. Got 1 more discard. So I could do this. Wait, did I draw... Yeah, okay, so I'm most likely to get hearts still, but not by a huge margin. The thing is, I feel like I've been barely scoring enough with this steel card. If I lose a steel card, if I get 1 club and I use the steel card, then I'll be scoring even less and I'm not going to make par. So, yeah, I think I got to discard this. Okay, we got it. So we can do another flush. It was straights that I leveled up. It wasn't flushes that I leveled up. If I had leveled up flushes, I would be doing so much better right now. Okay, so I think this is the best hand I can do right now, but my 4th hand is going to be my problem. I have no discards left. I'm just going to have to play whatever's in front of me, and it's going to be garbage. So let's see how close this gets us. Not close enough. I mean, okay. I think this is the best hand I've got, but I don't think this is going to get me over the line. I think we're going to get to watch me lose here. So I'm going to play it, but, I mean, this is the only odd. I'm playing the steel card. I've got some natively high-scoring cards, but that hasn't been enough historically, and I just don't see anything else in here that I can do. So let's play this. But yeah, we're probably seeing the end of this run for me. Yep. Got within 1,000, but wasn't there. Hey, you can just shut up, Mr. Joker. So here we go. So, people who've played this game a lot and who get into like the higher difficulties and stuff like that, I've seen a friend who have like 8 million or 8 billion up here. Like you can get pretty decent high scores in this game. I'm still kind of a noob. But yeah, I got my little stats here. I got my seed here, which means that you can copy and basically have this same game again. If you're like, oh, I played that badly, but actually that was winnable, you can play again with the same seed and try to beat it. Or you can just do a brand new run. For right now, though, I'm going to go out to the main menu. And we're going to wrap this up, and I'm going to get to my meeting. But thank you all for hanging out with me and for checking out this game. This game is really cool. Like, this has kind of become my go-to, game when I need to relax. It didn't seem very relaxing. I was kind of stressing about those cards, but part of that was because it's other people are watching me play poker, and I could look really smart or really dumb, depending on the decisions that I make. But when I'm playing by myself, the stakes are kind of low, actually, and this is a really sort of a fun way to relax. Hey there, Zedric. I think Zedric may have just shown up in time to watch the end of the stream, so sorry about that. Oh, yeah, so M. Haxwell, we are aware of the glitch that makes it, in State of Decay 2, that makes it so that, like, the Bloater Cloud Grenade and Zombait multiply the damage to a play card. It's little known enough that I think it's not a huge deal. We haven't bothered trying to fix it. Players who get into that, can abuse it to their delight, and that's totally fine. So yeah, so Cogs, when I was tentatively crediting Chris Willoughby with the State of Decay 2's loot system, Cogs looked him up and saw that that after State of Decay he went on to be lead engineer on Ark Survival Evolved, and now he's actually gone indie and he's doing his own thing, which is a game called Noble Fates. So yeah, he's a really cool guy. He was really, really fun to work with. Amazing beard. So. Anyway, and actually, you guys, I don't remember if he ever came on the official live stream, but his wife Daisy came on the live stream. Her name actually appears in State of Decay Lifeline on like the placards on the sides of box trucks. And we would do streams with Daisy where we called it State of Daisy. She was a producer, and and so you can look back for those old streams if you wanna meet Daisy. But anyway, I do actually have to go. So let's get out of here. There's a subscribe button and links to other videos. I doubt I'll come back and play more Balatro just because I think the fun of this game is playing it yourself. So go check it out if you're interested. I'll put a link in the doobly-doo. And these will be other games.